Hi, good morning everyone. I am Rahul Nanuhal, COO at Cureka, and we are back with our weekly Instagram live session. So today, the topic of our discussion is infant growth and developmental milestones. Infant growth is a very sensitive and important topic for a lot of people, especially new parents. So they are very curious about the growth and development of their newborn and would like to know how and what they can expect from the developmental growth of their child, at what age, how many months the kid should start reacting in a particular way. So all these questions will be answered today by our expert doctor, Dr. Sujita Natarajan. She is an expert pediatrician working at Devadas Hospital in Madurai. So Cureka is an online healthcare platform which is catering to millions of people across India for all their healthcare needs. You can choose to purchase products across 9 different on the physical store as well. We've got a physical store in Indiranagar, Bangalore, where you can directly go and get your best quality products, doctors curated hand-picked products directly. We have also got a free of cost WhatsApp platform which you can use to ask your queries from the expert doctors. Now we have got Dr. Sujita Natarajan who has joined us. Thank you so much, doctor, for joining us today.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Sujita, pediatrician at Devadas Hospital. I think many parents have so much concerns regarding their infant growth and development, whether my child is growing properly, my child is attaining milestones properly or not. They have so much doubts. I think this session would help them to clear some of their doubts.
Right. Thank you so much, doctor, for giving the insights and joining us today. Let's go on to our first question for the day, which is like, what are the common signs of healthy infant growth?
Many mother will think that whether my child is properly growing or not. Growing is nothing but involves weight and height of the child. Normally, a birth weight of the child will be around 3 kgs. The child will mostly double the weight around 4 to 5 months. At 1 year of age, a child might gain around 9 kgs. Similarly, the length of the child might be around, at the birth, the child might be around 50 centimeter. So at around 6 months, the child might be around 65 centimeter. And at around 1 year of age, a child might reach around 75 centimeter. So whenever you visit a pediatrician for vaccination, at the time you can check the weight and height of the child also. And the pediatrician also plot it in a growth chart and tell whether your child's weight and height is properly gained or not. As the child has a good appetite and sleeping properly and weight gain is properly gained or not, it's very good for whether the child is growing properly.
Right. Thank you so much, doctor. Now moving on to the next question. What are the key indicators of infant development?
Actually, growth is different, development is different. Growth will involve only weight, length and height, circumference, everything. Whereas development is what the child obtains during the development, skills the child attains during the development. This skills, which has 4 domains mainly. There might be a developmental domain which involves motor skills, how the child is able to sit, how the child is able to walk with support and without support and able to run. And social skill, how the child is able to interact with surroundings and interact with other childs of their age group. And it also involves cognition, which is nothing but whatever we are asking question, the child is able to understand it. And language, how the child is able to communicate with first the child will communicate with sign language. And at around 2 years of age, the child will be able to communicate with 2 to 3 words and they will be able to respond to our questions. These are the indicators for the child's development.
Right. And how do parents ensure that their baby is growing and developing at the right rate?
Mostly parents can, if they can compare this child's development and growth with their older child or any of their child with same age group, they can compare it. But however, every child has different milestone developmental age. Some child attains fast and some child might have some delay also. So you have to have a developmental chart. You can visit a pediatrician. They can give a developmental chart for respective age group. Like at 1 year of age, the child should at least walk with support and able to stand with holding their hands. If you find any delay in these developmental milestone charts, then you can visit a pediatrician and seek out for a help.
Okay, right. So guys, if you have got any questions which you want Dr. Sujita to answer in this session, you can write in the comment section below and we will try our best to take them during this session itself. For example, if you write your comment after the session, we will still come back to you and connect with the doctor offline and reply to your comment. Now, what are the key skills that infants gain during the very first year?
Yeah, at first year of birthday, the child should at least able to stand without support and can walk with holding your hand up or holding a table or chair. The child should able to stand and the child should able to say mama, papa, and they can able to say 1 or 2 words with meanings also. And if you give an object, the child should take the object with their thumb and their index finger. It should be with thumb and index finger. This is what we call as pincer grasp. This will be matured around 1 year of age, and the child should be able to play with a ball, simple ball, and the child should be able to say bye-bye. If you say bye, the child should also be able to say respond with bye-bye also. And these are the milestones that should be achieved in the first year of age.
Right, right. And moving on, how can parents create a stimulating environment to encourage their baby's development, doctor?
Stimulating environment can be in a home also. You can make one room, especially one room for play activity for the child. In that room, you can keep water, developmental toys, especially for respective age. There is toys for respective age. We can keep it and arrange the toys. And you can ask the child to roam freely in the room. That room should be well ventilated and should be supervised by parents or caregivers. We should not let the child alone because sometimes the child might take the toys, even small minute toys, and they can keep it in their mouth and it can cause choking also. So it has to be supervised, it should be there, and try to avoid sharp objects. And you have to interact with the child because interaction is more so that the child will development, especially language development, will be more if you interact with your child.
Right. Okay. So what are the best toys, like coming to the subsequent question which you just mentioned, what are the best toys and activities that parents can use to help their baby's development?
From birth to 6 months, child sensory development toys is more important because child's vision is not proper till 6 months. So they can't differentiate the colors and alert sounds also develops during the first 6 months. So sensory toys such as any bright colored balls can be used and rattles with sounds and any musical toy sounds can be used in the first 6 months. After 6 months to 1 year, the child can be used with some blocks, simple balls and containers, any rings they can be used. At 1 year of age, the mothers can show some books with animals and birds, everything the mothers can show, and colors can be shown to the child also. At 2 years of age, the child can be used with a bicycle, can be given like 2 years of age, and crayons can be given to colors, everything. These are the simple developmental toys according to their age. And try to avoid some batteries containing cars because the batteries, the child can take it and it can lead to lead poisoning also. And try to avoid some sharp object toys also. And try to avoid phones to the child also.
Okay. Okay. Now, typically at what age should a parents start worrying? Because obviously parents get very concerned if the growth of the child is not proper, especially with respect to when child is not speaking anything. He is only communicating in the sign language. So at what age they should start worrying?
Actually, at 9 months of age itself, baby will start to say like bisyllables like mama, papa. And at 1 year of age, a child should be able to say 1 or 2 words also. At 18 months of age, a child should stop the sign language and able to speak or 1 or 2 words. But if the child is at 2 years of age also and still using the sign language other than talking, then there is something to be worried. You have to worry about the speech delay for this child. And you have to not only assess the developmental, we have to check for hearing also. Because if the child has any problem in hearing also, the child will have a speech delay. And as well as we have to do a neurological examination, as well as we have to check for any jaw muscle weakness also. Because of that also, the child might have a speech delay. We have to analyze this after 2 years of age also. Still your child is still using sign language. Then you have to visit a pediatrician. They can do a developmental questionnaire and look for neurological examination and hearing test. Everything should be assessed.
Understood. Okay. So all these tests need to be done to be assured of that the child is at the right developmental stage, right? Understood, doctor. So is it okay to feed children by playing YouTube videos or rhymes? You know, these days it's very common, you know, children don't eat. And a lot of times, you know, being a parent myself, I also see that, you know, my wife keeping a smartphone there and then playing a video, and then only, you know, child would start eating. Otherwise, they won't eat. So, is it a good practice?
Actually, we should avoid this because every parents will think it is easy to control the child by showing the videos, and the child will eat properly. They are thinking that by showing the videos, child is taking the amount eating properly. But the thing is that now you won't worry because the child this will become an addiction for the child. Even after growing up, the child will ask the gadgets for whenever the child is eating. So we have to avoid. This is what we call the screen time. The screen time should be at least for 2 years of child. The screen time should be avoided because this child development is more important. Because YouTube's is a one-way process, but if you are communicating, it is a two-way process. Whenever you show a YouTube videos, the child will just see it. They'll grasp it, but they won't reciprocate it. But if you talk, the child will reciprocate it. So their development will be also more. But by showing videos, everything, a child will become addicted and they won't eat properly also. The brain will send signals to eat whether they're satisfied or not. But if you see the video, the brain will get distracted and they don't have that habit of satisfaction of eating also, and they can't sense the taste also. So this will become a problem once they grow also. They have like obesity can happen, indigestion can happen to this child. So try to avoid screen time, especially for 2 years of age. Avoid screening time, but you can do a video call if your relatives are outside, but the relatives want to see the child. You can do a video call. That should be an occasional video calls alone is allowed till 2 years of age. From 2 to 5 years of age, at least one hour of screen time is enough. And from 5 years to 10 years, 2 hours of screen time is only for the children. So try to avoid showing you.
Right, but any alternate suggestions that you would provide so that, you know, parents are able to feed their child, because it becomes increasingly difficult.
Actually, you can put a song also. Songs can be helpful, and you can surroundings. You can take the child to surroundings. You can show the nature, everything, and then you can feed the baby also. But try to avoid gadgets, because this will be a temporary solution for the baby, but it will cause a harm in the future. So try to avoid it.
Right. Okay. So what can parents do to ensure that their baby is getting enough sleep and nutrition?
Sleep and nutrition both is essential for the growth and development. A proper amount of sleep is especially needed, especially newborns will sleep like around 18 to 20 hours a day. After 6 months, the child pattern should be at least 12 hours. The daytime nap should be around 3 hours a day. And the preschool children should sleep around 10 to 12 hours a day. Because sleep is more important. During sleep, only the child's growth will be stimulated and the development will be achieved according to the respective age. And nutrition is more important because for gaining weight as well as for neurological development, especially the brain development is more during the first two years of life. So it should be proper diet will help them to achieve their proper development also. And you should have a proper sleep habit, such as sleeping at a regular time. If you're making a child to sleep at 9 at every night, you should follow the same during every day. Even during weekends also, you should make the baby to sleep before 9 itself. You should not change the sleep routine of the child, and at least 1 hour before sleep, they should avoid the screens, whatever, even mobiles, even TV, everything should be avoided before 1 hour of sleep also. And you should also sleep together with them. Or if you're using any gadgets in their room, you should stop using the gadgets while they are sleeping, because this will disturb their sleep pattern also.
All right. Now, how can parents identify if there are any development delays in their child?
Previously, I told you should first, you can compare your child's growth and development with a child of same age group, or if your previous child's attainment of milestones, you can identify. But only the parents, even doctors can't identify developmental delays. Parents can easily pick up the developmental delays. If the child is not, first head control will be achieved. Head control is the first one thing to be achieved. But if the head control is not achieved at 6 months of age, then you have to worry. And the child is not able to sit at 6 months of age, and his child is not able to stand with support at 1 year of age, and child is not still walking even after 2 years of age, and even after 2 years of age, your child is still using sign language and not talking properly. These are some things you have to be worried. And even if your child is very stiff or loose, these are some factors that might be a developmental delay for your child. You should consult a pediatrician, and you can rectify this thing.
Understood, doctor. So now, what should parents do if they're worried about their baby's development? So this is a carry forward question from your last answer. But still, if they're worried and they understand that there is a development delay, if they're worried about it, what they should do?
Whenever they are worried, they can actually write what all milestones achieved previously, so that it will be helpful for the pediatricians. Because not only current history, past history also plays a vital role. Because birth history, if the child has been admitted in NICU during initial times because of any seizure or because of any asphyxia, that might be also a factor that the child is now having a developmental delay. So you have to visit a pediatrician. He'll be doing a thorough neurological examination also, and developmental questionnaires will be asked, and they can see how is the child's developmental age, because maturational age is different and developmental age will be different. And we can check whether there is any developmental delay. And previously I have told we have to also do a hearing assessment. Because of hearing loss also, the child can have a speech delay. Then we have to see this, and we can find whether the child is having a developmental delay. We need not worry, because if we find it early, we can act it easily. So we can provide a speech therapist and even a physiotherapist, so that the child's development can be attained normally by easy early intervention.
Right. So, okay, moving on, a connected question to this, doctor, like if a parent feels that their child exhibits slow progress, especially in learning new milestones, what can they do to rectify this solution?
During 1 to 3 years, every child will take some delay to attain some newly milestones. So you need not worry, but the child can attain these milestones if they are exposed to the child of their age group. So it's better if your child, even after 2 years and 2.5 years, the child is not properly talking, using words, only 1 or 2 words. You can put the child in a preschool, and you can see the changes. Because once the child gets adapted to the other childs of their age group, they'll easily get communicated, and their developmental milestones has been improved a lot. So much studies have shown that a child who has been attaining the preschool has having a developmental milestones better than the child who is staying at home without caregivers.
Right. So, okay. So before moving on to the next question, I just wanted to remind our users, and many of the listeners have joined in for the first time, I believe. So Curica is an online healthcare platform which is created by a team of expert doctors, and you can find all the products that are good for your healthy living on Curica. So typically when you go to a supermarket or a store, or let's say you plan to buy any health product online, you're not sure whether that is good for your healthy living or whether that is right for you. So Curica has provided a solution for that by being a guide for a healthy living, where all the products on Curica are handpicked by a team of doctors. So you can be assured that this product is good for you. Now, whether it is good for your concern as well, we have got a free of cost WhatsApp platform where you can ask query to our care team experts, and they will in turn connect with our expert panel of doctors to get a solution for your queries and respond back to you within a couple of hours. So you will get expert consultation as well as recommendations for free of cost from expert doctors. So utilize this platform, and I think what we see is people coming in from Manipur, Mizoram, J&K, as far as Andamans, and it's so heartening to see that, we are able to reach a lot of people, and all these sessions, help in clarifying a lot of doubts to a lot of people. So, yeah, moving on to our next question. Just wanted to brief the listeners about us. And you can, of course, ask any of your questions around infant development in the comment section below, and we'll try to take them up during today's call. Now, doctor, what should I know about a baby's vision? If a parent is worried about their baby's vision, what should they know?
Actually, at 2 months of age, the child will be having a social contact with mother. They'll smile whenever the mother sees. They'll be able to see some bright objects only at 6 months of age. Till 6 months, the vision will vary only, so you need not worry about. But you can see the child can make eye contact after 2 months of age. But after 7 months, the child has to move their eyes on moving object. If you move some object, the child will have to see at what direction the object is. But if the child is still after 1 year of age, also the child is not seeing the moving objects, then you have to worry about the vision of the child. And if you have to see whether the child has constant tearing or redness in the eye, you have to see a pediatrician and as well as an ophthalmologist.
Right. Okay. So again, another question which very commonly comes to new parents is, what is tummy time and why is it important to my baby?
Tummy time is nothing but what all time the child is spending through by keeping the stomach on the floor. This is especially needed for the child's development, because tummy time can be started once the umbilical cord falls off at around 7 to 10 days. The umbilical cord falls off. From that time, but you can start on the tummy time. Tummy time can be started like initially like 1 or 2 minutes. You can keep child in the abdomen kept in the floor, and you can keep even down your own stomach also. Because this will helps in the development of neck back muscles, which will be helpful for their development. Especially helps in crawling, and especially helps them to sit and able to walk also. So initially, tummy time has to be provided during the 6 months, which will be crucial for the development of the child. But immediately after feeding, you should avoid tummy time, and while sleeping also, you should avoid the tummy time.
That's a very useful insight, I believe, for the early development of your child. Now, moving on, we have got a very important question for some of the very worried parents who ask, what are the early signs of autism?
Early sign autism can be picked at 1 year of age also. When your child doesn't have an eye contact with you, because most of the child starts having a social smile at 2 months of age, but still after 6 months and 1 year of the child is not doesn't have an eye contact with you whenever you talk, and child doesn't respond to you. If you wave bye bye, the 1 year child wave bye bye. But if a child with autism, the child won't properly receive your gestures also. The child won't communicate with you. And child will try to spend time alone. They won't play with other kids. They won't play with you. They want to play alone with some other toys. With only 1 or 2 toys, they'll have the thing. And they'll use some repetitive behaviors, same movements, they'll be doing same thing. And they try to avoid social contact with other people. These are some early signs of autism, which can be picked up earlier, and so that early intervention can help them achieve their developmental milestone properly.
Right, right, okay. So quite useful for a lot of parents who are worried for the development of their child. Moving on to our last question of the day is, what are the common things that can slow down a baby's development?
Normally, preterm babies will have their developmental milestone will be attained slowly only. You need not worry, but they'll be attaining properly, but it will be little slow. And previously, I told screen time. Screen time is increased. Like if you are showing videos, everything, the child will has a one-way communication. So this child using gadgets will have their speech delay can be happening, and the parental neglect. If you are not spending time with your kids, the child won't have the communication properly, and this will also affect their development also. And proper nutrition is also essential for the growth and development. So proper nutrition can prevent the child achieving developmental milestone can be achieved properly if you are giving proper nutrition as well as proper sleep.
Proper nutrition and sleep, right, sir. So, Doctor, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a really delightful session, I believe, for a lot of listeners, and I'm sure this is going to help them a lot. Guys, thank you for joining us today. As you know, we have got variety of child nutrition and healthcare products on Cureka. These products have been handpicked by expert pediatricians. You can check and use these products, and if you have got any question, you can ask our expert panel of doctors for free on our WhatsApp platform. All the doctors are available throughout the day, and as you ask questions, you will also get to know about different uses and benefits of the different products. If you have concerns around deliveries or tracking, any sort of question, you can feel free to ask us, and we will respond to you. Thank you so much again for joining us today. Wish you a very happy weekend, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us, and look forward to connecting with you again.
Yeah, sure.
Take care, Doctor.